Hey guys, what is up? It's Zero here. I'm on my main account today and I actually switched servers and I am on the Asia server. Uh, Going to be working on a video series, a beginner video series um, from start to at least mid game, building up some teams, getting into the dungeons, breaking open some content. So I'm going to be recording some videos from the very beginning and going all the way up into at least mid game, building up a core team. This will be a completely free to play video. So, anybody out there who's new or coming back and is starting a new account, I'll be going over some of the monsters that I keep, that I build, that I go over. Um, as you can see on the screen, I've just gotten to the point to where I'm done with most of the tutorials. Didn't really need to show all of that stuff off, but you've got your quest log right up here, and you'll be following this through most of the campaign, if not all of the campaign. I have not started a new account since I started this game about 4 to 5 years ago. Uh, and my main account, which is also this account here, is in the early stages of in-game as far as speed teams and other stuff like that. So this video, I'm going to go over some beginner tips, some do's, some don'ts, and some advice to not only help you progress, but keep you from getting completely scatterbrained in the early parts of starting Summoner's War. So the first thing is the monsters. The three monsters you give you, as I mentioned in some of my early game rune videos: the Water Fairy, the Fire Hellhound, and the Wind Vagabond. These are the first monsters that you are given when you start into the game. You will, as you go through the campaign and level up these three starter monsters, you will get some summon scrolls to go through and summon. Any mystical scrolls that you collect throughout the process, I would recommend saving them. If you wish to use them as you get them, then go right on ahead. There's nothing stopping you. I like to hoard them up and open them some occasions once a month. That's my preference. I'll usually do a scroll opening about once a month. Your unknown scrolls in the beginning, if you want to burn through those as you get them, go right on ahead. It will help you get a lot of food to throw into the monsters you're starting with. It'll help you get some of the early game 2-star monsters, 3-star monsters that are worth keeping and possibly 6-starring at a later point. So some of the advice I'm going to give is going to be starting with your runes. As you farm through the campaign, you're going to get 1, 2, and 3-star runes. This is a 1-star rune. This is given to you right off the bat during the tutorial to kind of show you what the runes do, what you do with them, and it even has you power it up once. My first piece of advice is do not waste your mana stones leveling up these 1, 2, and 3-star runes. Even when you get to the point when you're getting some good, either rare or hero quality runes, the blue or purples, there's no real need to take those above +9 at the most in some cases. That getting some of those 3-star runes, once you start pulling some of them, getting those up to 6 or +6 or +9 will be worth it. It'll hold your champions up as you go through, or your monsters. It will hold them so you can go through the campaign, break into the dungeon, which I will show. The dungeons down here, everything is locked. This is completely brand new. I'm on the Asia server. This is my main account, but I'm on the Asia server instead of the global server. Everything is still locked. I just started this up. I'm going to be doing a series going over taking a brand new account through the campaign, through all of the content, uh, building a free-to-play team, getting into the dungeon, getting into the Trial of Ascension. Your main goal is going to be to get through at least the first stages of all of the campaign all the way over to here. You want to get at least the first stage done, get the normal difficulty done on everything. As you collect scrolls from the first few stages, definitely want to open them. And as you can see here, completing this stage will give you the Elven Ranger. He's a good damage dealer for early game. He's not used in a whole lot of places that I know of right off the top of my head, but he'll be a good attack monster for you to throw into your team. Once you finish White Ragon up here, I believe you get the Water Magic Knight. I believe it's here. It may be hiding, but it's one of these stages you'll get the Water Magic Knight. And I'll be recording most all of this as we go through. I'm not going to record monster feeding and stuff like that. As I pull monsters, I will definitely give some quick tips on if they should be kept. If not, there are definitely a few monsters out there that you definitely want to keep an eye on if you summon them early. Ralk, the Fire Inugami, he can drop out of Feynman here, and once you get there, I would not say don't stay there for a little while and try and get a couple of them to drop. Getting one of him and then coming back over here to Mount Sis and Kabir and farming up a decent possible 3-star Fatal Blade set on him would be very good early game if you're able to get there. If you pull him from Unknown Scroll, that would be even better. Some of the other monsters that you could pull, a Shannon Wind Pixie would be good to keep. Lulu, the Water Howl, I believe. Yes, the Water Howl is another good one to get. She's a healer and a cleanser. Yes, she would be a really good one to build up to 4 or 5 star. Use as a healer. Your fairy is also a healer that you start with. I'm going to cover most of the fire, water, and wind early good units to build, to keep. If you get a Wind Inugami, he drops out of the first stage, Garen Forest. He would be a good one to use. He can deal some damage. He's a good one to use. But some of these 2-star and 3-star monsters are going to be what you have to use until you get to a point where you are able to get scrolls and use scrolls to summon some of the better tier monsters from mystical scrolls. I am not going to go over light or dark just because those scrolls come far and few between, and as you pull those, there are some that are good to build. A lot of them are good for arena and some other areas of the game, so I'm not going to touch on light dark that much. There are some light monsters that you will definitely want to try and farm on Sundays or whenever they do the special all element dungeons are open. There's a couple of light ones you definitely want to grab, and there is a dark monster that is used for a fusion that comes on the dark day, which is on Mondays. I do not have the fusion up yet because just started. I haven't got access to it yet. There are some monsters in there. Definitely, you'll want to try and fool around with. Fuse a few copies of them if you can get those monsters to drop. There are definitely some fusions you definitely want to try and get if you can get to them early in the game. It is also very possible the max level in the game is level 50. It's also very possible to still be into early game, mid game, and max out your level. That's common. It'll happen. Another thing is your mana. Don't waste it on leveling up low star runes. You want to save it, collect it, store it. You'll want, as you get the arena unlocked, you'll earn glory points. Don't waste it on any of these scrolls. You can, but don't. You want to try and get as many glory points a week to at least get your Devilmon each week. And then you also want to start getting your buildings. The Sanctum of Energy is one that I would recommend getting and focusing on. It increases your energy storage. That one, coupled with the plant, increases your energy recharge. I do believe at the current state, I believe it's either 4 or 5 minutes, and you can get it down to somewhere between 3 and 4 minutes. So yes, you want to definitely try and get those two buildings going first. Once you do unlock the arena, you will have the options to fight rivals. Their PvE content in the arena, their computer opponents that unlock as you progress through the campaign. You want to try and hit them whenever they're open. It gives you free glory points for you to use on those different items from glory points. Getting into a guild is another thing that I would strongly recommend as early as you're able to. If any of you do decide to jump on the Asia server, once I get to the point where I'm able, I will get a guild started over here to offer advice, help. I'll get that rep monster up there so you guys have a monster you can use to farm with each day. And that's going to be that water magic knight. Once you get that after completing a certain section of the campaign, they will give you her. She's going to probably be your main damage unit. You're definitely going to want to get your best runes on her and build her up. In the beginning it'll be Fatal Blade. You can play around and toy with it as you get better runes later on in the game, but that's what you'll do with her. And then also coming through here and buying these buildings. The arcane towers, don't go too crazy on those. You could go ahead and just get all of your mana and buy them all out and get them done. And your expansions, you want to work on those. You want to get the shop open as quick as possible. It refreshes once an hour, and it does have chances to put mystical scrolls in there. Being free to play, aside from energy, I would spend your gems, which are the red ones here. I would spend those on getting this unlocked. Once you join a guild and get to a certain point, you will also have the ability to buy the guild shop, which is probably under guild. Yes, the guild shop. Once you get into a guild and get enough points, you'll be able to unlock the guild shop. Those unlock as your guild progresses. So those will, you don't have to spend anything on getting those unlocked. Again, I will be getting a guild put together as soon as I can. If you wish to join, go on ahead. But aside from the buildings and the expansions of your island, I would save all of your mana. So when you progress to a certain point of the game, you will have the mana there to upgrade some of those runes, because the higher the quality rune, or the higher star quality, the more expensive the upgrade per level will be, and they're not always 100%. As you go through and progress through the game and complete events, and you complete in-game areas, you will be awarded with gems. Some people say don't do this. Some people say it's okay to do this. Ultimately, it is your option. But if you wish to buy any of these summoner packs here of these three, as you get the gems, go ahead. Like I said, this account will remain free to play. So there's the best two options for gem expenditure after you finish the magic shop is either experience boosts. A 3-day boost is 200 gems, and energy refills. Those are the best two places to spend gems, especially free to play. There's no point wasting them on anything else. Once you get so many set up and you're able to do the different monthly events and stuff, and you're collecting all the rewards from there, there are some things in here you can go and purchase. One of the things to purchase is going to be a building. It is going to be a gem giant, the Crystal Titan. That divvies out, I believe, 3 gems a day. So it would take 100 days to get your 300 gems back, but after that, it's 3 gems a day. There's another one that you get eventually, which is also in here. And this one here, it costs mana. It unlocks at level 10. It gives you 1 gem per 10 hours. So 2 gems, 20 hours, 3 gems in 30 hours. That one, definitely get that quick. That's just a free gem every 10 hours. So those are definitely good to get into. As soon as I get the fusion hexagram unlocked, get that build, we will go over those monsters. It unlocks at level 17. So what I'm going to do for now, those are most of the beginner tips that I have. Save your mana for better gem upgrades. Don't over upgrade your low level gems. Once you unlock the arena, do your rivals as often as they're unlocked. You get the glory rewards from those. They also give out gem rewards for beating them every time they're up. I think most of them are either 2 or 3 gems per defeat, so you get gems that way too. And don't waste your gems on stuff, especially if you're free to play. Keep them, save them. If you want to buy the scroll packs, go right on ahead. But I normally will save my gems and use them either on experience boosts or energy refills. In the beginning parts of the game, energy is relatively easy to come by. I do believe it refills every time you level up, and certain times of the month and certain days of the month, Com2uS will give out free energy. So just keep an eye on your box here. I actually have some in there right now due to an event that's going on right now with the new content patch and everything they're going over. So I've got some energy sitting in there waiting for me to use up. I'm not going to use those immediately. I'm going to keep them there. And then friends. Adding friends as you play, as you get comfortable. Add friends. Obviously my friends in my guild are all empty because this is a new server. So it's technically a new account, even though it is my main account. And that's the other thing. You can bounce around the servers on the same account. Your main account is the one you set up when you first install the game, and then you can actually have an active account on each one of the servers that are listed. So my main account is on global. This is going to be my Asia account. This is what I'm going to do with all of the free-to-play videos, and going from a very, very beginner up to mid-game, even possibly early end-game, depending on how everything goes. But that's going to be my focus. So this will be my intro video. Those are my tips and hints. Feel free to leave any comments down below. The next video I'm going to go over, I'm going to progress myself a little bit. I'll get another video out. I'll try and get up to at least Mount White Ragoon, and get that far. I'll get another video out of the progression, what runes I'm looking at, what runes I'm not keeping, and gearing up these 3 until I unlock some more champions or am summoning other champions. So I'm going to get started, and we will be back later.